Hello guys, so I'm back with a new video of C programming. In this video we will learn how to take input from user and display it on the screen. So for that let's make a new file. So first for that we will click on a new file icon, then we will write the file name whatever we want. I'll write it as user input, as we are going to take user input from user, so I am going to name it as user input dot c. Dot c is compulsory. I've already explained you about it in my previous video, so if you haven't watched it, please go and watch it. So I'll press enter and user input file is created. Now we will write our program here. So the first thing we will write is hash include stdio.h. This is a header file and it is a compulsory line. We already know that. Now we will write int main. This is one of the compulsory line again. Then we will write the curly braces and we'll start writing our code inside it. So for that, first of all, we will display a message on the terminal. So for that, we know that we require a printf statement. So we'll ask a user for input. So we'll write enter number of your choice. I'm asking for a number. I'm asking user to enter a number. So printf enter number of your choice. Now the user will enter the number, but where this number will go? So for that we require a variable to store it. So we'll first declare one variable. We want number, integer number. So the data type of the variable should also be integer. So that's why I'm naming variable a. Okay, I can name it as num. So I'm naming it as num because it will store number. So I'm just naming it as num, and the data type of it will be int. Okay, so I have declared it. What I have done it here, I have declared declaration. Okay, declaration of variable. Now I have declared the variable. It will print enter number of your choice. Now it should get stored in num. So for that we will use scanf. To store it in the variable, we always use scanf statement. So again we will write inverted commas, and for that we will first write format specifier. Here we will use %d. Why %d? Because we are going to use integer. So for that we have to use %d. This is a format specifier about which I have already explained you in my previous video. So first watch that video and then continue with this one. So %d, then we will keep the ampersand sign and we will type the variable name. So our variable name is now. So we'll type it now. So what here I have did. See here you can see where it is int, what it is saying, int now, declaration of variable. See, it is easy and it is saying int scanf. Why? Because it is taking integer. Okay, it is taking integer. So here it is a format of writing. It is a syntax of C language. We always have to write the format specifier inside the bracket. Inside the inverted commas we have to write format specifier %d, or you can write %f or %c. These are some of the format specifiers, and then you have to write the ampersand sign and the variable name. Okay, so now we'll go on the next line. Scanf is done. Now we have to print that. Here we have stored the value. Here we have stored the user entered value inside num. Okay, Now we have to print that value and display it on our terminal. So for that, what we will do, we'll write printf. For display, we always know that we have to use printf statement. You just have to keep in mind that for displaying any of the thing, we have to use printf. See, now it is showing int printf. Why? Because here we are only using integer and the compiler is already knowing that it will be something about integer. So we'll write u inside the inverted commas. We will write u entered and colon. Now you know it will just print you entered, but where it is displaying the number which the user has entered. So for that we will write %d. So how it will be, you entered, and the place where is the %d, it will print the number. So what we will do, %d, you entered dash number. So for, and what should be in the place of %d? We know that it should be the num, but the compiler doesn't know. So for that we will write num. So here we are telling the compiler that instead of %d, there should be the value which is inside num, which is stored by num, and we'll again put semicolon here. And now, as here you can see a white dot, which means our program is not saved, so we'll press Ctrl S and save it, and now we will run it. So how to run a C program? GCC user input.c, which is our file name. So, and then press enter. See, nothing happened. Why? Because the binary code, or we can say the machine language code, got converted into a.exe file. So in this it contains a whole language of zeros and ones. So our code got converted into the exe file. Now we have to run the code. We have to call this exe file. So for that, I have already told you, press A and then press the tab button. Press A and then press the tab button. Automatically ./a.exe will be written on your terminal, and you can see the output now. We'll press enter over here, and it is asking, see, it is displaying the first statement, enter number of your choice. So I am entering 1000 here. Okay, 1000 is an integer, so it is printing. So it will take 1000, and what will happen? You entered 1000. See, instead of %d, it gave me 1000. Why? This statement tells us that instead of %d, enter the value which is inside this variable. So we know that 1000 is inside this variable, so automatically instead of %d, now 1000 was printed. Okay, so what is %d? %d is a format specifier. So this is the syntax of scanf and printf. Scanf is used to take input from the user, means it takes input and store it in variable. Okay, and what scanf? This is for scanf. And what printf does? Printf, to printf we know it is used for displaying any message on the terminal, but when we have to display this variable value, what we have to do? We have to just write %d inside inverted commas, %d inside inverted commas, and comma variable name. Here there is no need of ampersand sign. Now I'll further explain in my videos why ampersand sign is required here and why ampersand sign is not required here. This is a logic and it is completely logical. You will definitely understand it, but for that we have to first clear our basics. So we'll first make our grip on the basics. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe it, share it, and like it, and also press the bell icon for the notification of my new videos. And please support this video. Thank you and keep learning.